Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Classroom of the Elite Season 2 episode number 10 reaction. Okay, the previous episode, Kushida got completely outwitted. Not only Kushida, but Ryuan also kind of got a little bit of a problem, but he was able to counteract it by making a deal with Ayano. However, Kushida was the one who actually got the short end of the stick. And turns out there was two things going in at the same time. First of all, Horikita also did something on her part. She actually gave the original test paper to Chabashira sensei and told her to not take any further test papers, which ended up completely screwing over Kushida's plan, because she thought the question paper that was given to her was the question paper that she didn't realize that there was a question paper that Horikita submitted before her. So yeah, that completely turned all the tables. However, Anokoji also had like a little backup plan. He planted the sheet paper on Kushida by using Karuizawa. And if Horikita did not make any plan, or had her plan failed some way or the other, that would have worked out pretty well. So yeah, there you go. If that happened, Kushida would have probably been expelled. So yeah, everything worked out pretty well. She lost the bet. She was furious at Ruin, so she went to Ruin and asked him what the hell is going on. So it turns out Ayano made a deal with Ruin, told him, if you want to know what Horikita did, you are going to either tell me all the question and answers that your class is going to give us, or tell us about or change Kushida's question paper. Either of that. Obviously he chose changing Kushida's question paper, so Kushida got the short end of the stick, while he got to know that Horikita changed the question paper, so that his class would not fail after that. So everything worked out pretty well. Only Kushida was the one who got everything just completely destroyed, her plan. So yeah, serves her right, I guess. But obviously that doesn't stop her, even though after that Horikita told her that, oh, I hope you'll cooperate with me. She says, yeah, I'm not going to mess with you, but I never said I'm not going to mess with anyone else. There you go. And after that we see how Ruin is also planning something. He had the picture of Karuizawa, and I'm guessing he was probably going to do something to Karuizawa, because the fact that Karuizawa is working with Ayano, Ruin doesn't know that. Ruin doesn't know whether Ayano is the one who's pulling the strings. But I feel like Kushida actually realized after that, after the whole Karuizawa incident, spilling the coffee or whatever tea on her dress and then planting the cheat. I'm pretty sure Kushida knows that Karuizawa is working with Ayano. She's confirmed. I'm pretty sure Ruin still doesn't know, but somehow was able to guess that Karuizawa is involved in this. And so later on we see how Ayano is is monologuing, like, yeah, all right, let's actually do it properly this time. You want to mess with me, I'll show you. That's where it ended. So let's see what happens today. This is episode number 10. Let us begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's get started. All right, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. People often deceived by an elusive good desire their own ruin. Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, yeah, that's true. Wait, is it Christmas? Or wait, is that Ichinose? Yeah. Hmm. Well, no. She's kind of yeah, basically that. It's very, yeah. Hmm. Yep. Well, um, wow. Well, oh my God, wait, someone's keeping an eye on them. Who's that? Is that Karuizawa? Wait a minute. Oh my God. I wasn't able to read. Who messaged her? Oh, probably Anna Kochi. Oh. All right. Okay, so Sato and oh my God, here we go. Yeah, this ruins people, isn't it? Yeah. Oh boy. What I asked for. Oh, that's why she was here. Wait, who was E class? Who? Never seen her before. Damn, it's like so many people just following each other. Uh, uh, Interesting. Okay, what happened now? Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, I think he probably did not do. There you go. Well, that's good. Hmm. Yeah. And Horikita doesn't know, but Ayanogoji did all of those things in the background. So yeah. Yeah. Ah, yeah. Oh boy. Hmm. Okay. Yeah. He's doing something in the background, probably. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's also his plan. As it remains necessary. Oh, that's an interesting. There's something inside it, I'm pretty sure. Like some kind of a secret code or letter, whatever. Or maybe not. What? Oh, wait. I thought there was something inside it. Okay, maybe it's just. Alright, never mind. I just was thinking too much. I was like, he has some secret note in it or something. Oh, it's that girl we saw in the diner before. What's her name? From class C, isn't she? Mystery. Hmm. Hmm. He probably has. Or maybe not. Yeah. uh, yeah. Actually, no, but what was her name? I forgot. Yeah, like I would guess that's the situation. Hmm. Well, that's not going to happen as long as Ruin is there. Well, yeah, like Horikita gave him the. Oh my, what is she doing here? Hmm. Non-optional. Okay. What? Visitor. Ainokoji's visitor. Oh my god, it's her dad. This is the first time we're seeing him. Oh, this is the dad. Oh, is this is the guy in the opening? There's another character we see in the opening, a white-haired guy. I wonder who that is. This is the other guy who's standing a year and a half. Yeah. What? Who? Helped you escape me? What? You killed him? Oh no, wait. Um, I don't think that's how this works, but oh well. Oh, so he actually did. His dad didn't know that you gave us the ultimate education. Damn. Whoa. Yo, what? White room. Oh, it's in that room. Yeah, this scene that we see. And had the fortune. Oh wow, this guy is All right, I understand. Boy. Oh, what will he? Oh, it's that guy. Anakoji Sensei. Akayana secretary. Yeah, like that girl. Oh, so the dad or probably. No, I don't think that. Yeah, his own opinion. Formalities. Recommendation. Oh, okay. Hmm. Okay. Interesting. So Anakoji also have no idea this guy is the. Okay, I'll talk about it later. Hmm. Not a special. Yeah, why did he accept him? Oh, wait, he's asking about that. Arisu. Okay, yeah. Okay, there you go. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Purpose of our educational policies. Huh. Damn, that was something. She's waiting for him. Light. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that thing. All right. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, there's so many good people in there. Like Horikita's there, Sudo's there. Use me to rise through the ranks. Yeah. Okay, there you go. Hmm. Hmm. Not involved personally. Yeah, he came here for a reason. What is that reason? Like, why did he enroll here then? She's like, yeah? Hmm. Yeah, I don't think he wants that. Yeah, he doesn't want that. Well, hmm. Apologize. Hmm. Okay. Like, then why did he come here then? You're free now. Oh boy. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. He was always like this. He was always like this. Hmm. Boy. Oh Lord. I can see where this is going to go. Well, obviously, it's pretty obvious what's going to happen after this. Ruin is going to come in, and by the end of it, I'm pretty sure Anukuji will have to move. Well, I don't know what he'll do. He'll probably kidnap her or something like that, and try to put pressure on Anukoji because he still doesn't know who the mastermind is. So by doing that, he'll try to figure out the actual identity. And yeah, Anukoji will have to step up then. Now, one thing I actually forgot about this completely. I forgot the fact that I think in season 1 they established it that Chawashira Sensei was the one who actually gave him the motivation to go for class A. Up until now, I actually forgot that fact, and up until now, I was like in my head, I was like, oh, Anukoji himself has a motivation to going there. But then after this episode happened, I remembered suddenly. I was like, oh yeah, in season 1 that did happen. And the reason why he has been trying to go to class A was because of that. And yeah, I realized that. And now I'm realizing that we don't know what his actual goal is for coming here. Why did he come here? Now, the thing here is, I feel like the reason why he came here was because of no reason, if you know what I mean. He just came here probably because he just wanted to enroll in a school or something, I feel like. That's it. Like, like I'm pretty sure everyone will think now that, oh, Chawashira Sensei is like, main thing, like the main, the thing that she said, like, oh, I'm going to expose you to your dad or whatever in season 1, she said. That's why you go for, like, try to get to class A. That thing, as, like, that secret has been out. So, yeah, now Anukoji's like, oh, I'm not going to do this. Then the question comes, why did he then enroll here? He must have enrolled here for a reason. But I feel like the actual reason why he enrolled here is because of no reason. He had no reason, that's why he enrolled here. He just probably just wanted to enroll in a school or something, I feel like, and that's the basic reason, I feel like. Because, like, the little information we have, we're pretty sure that his childhood has not been a normal childhood, the white room or whatever they called it, all those things, and his dad being like that. I feel like after he was able to run away from his dad's clutches, he probably just thought, like, oh yeah, let me just get enrolled to a school. But I do wonder why he actually picked this school in particular. Why not any other school? Because this school has like the whole recommendation system and everything. Did he not know that? I'm pretty sure he knew about it. Then why did he still, like, try to get in here where there's like a maximum chance of him not getting in because of the whole recommendation system and stuff like that? So I do wonder why he actually picked this school. But I feel like the reason why he wanted to enroll in a school is because he wanted to get out of the abnormal environment that he went through up until now and just wanted a normal life or whatever, something like that. That's why now that he knows that, oh, Chawashira Sensei has no power, he's like, yeah, I'm not going to do anything anymore. I'm not going to go for class A, because that was not his motivation. He just wanted a normal life, and he will be able to get it now. I'm guessing that that's probably like his goal or something like that. I don't know, might be something else which he's not telling us. We'll see. All right, this episode we begin with the new group, Anukoji's group, discussing about how no one has been expelled from the paper shuffle, and yeah, they're like having a conversation and all that. Okay, one thing we see here is Ichinose and Arisu. I think that was Arisu, wasn't it? Yeah, them, or was that, no, or was it someone else? I don't know. That was Arisu, wasn't it? I'm actually like, so always so confused with Arisu and the other girl. What's her name? The girl from class C. They look so similar, like their hair and everything. Like if you look at their face, you'll be able to distinguish them. But here, it's like, it's side faced. That's why I cannot properly see her face. So I'm like, oh, is that Arisu, or is that, oh, it's probably Arisu, because that guy, he said like, why is class A and class B hanging out together? I think that's what he said. Yeah. So Arisu is in class A, while that other girl, I forgot her name, the other white-haired girl who we later see in the library, she's in class C. So this was Arisu. Okay. Wait a minute. What, wasn't Arisu blind? I got that feeling. Was I wrong? Like I remember in the sports festival, her saying something which kind of hinted that she's blind or something like that. Was I wrong? Or I don't know. That's weird. Wait, are they holding hands? Let me check. If they're holding hands, then we could probably understand that, even if she's... Oh no, she has a stick with her. There you go. I think that's the stick. Okay, there you go. That's why. Yeah, I was thinking like, how is she walking like that? I'm not quite sure. I think she's blind because she has like a stick always, I think. And her vision, like, the way she looks at things is kind of like a, like as if she's like kind of looking at like the whole thing. She doesn't focus on someone particular, which kind of makes us feel like she actually cannot see properly. It's not that her eyesight is bad. I think she's probably blind, because if her eyesight was bad, she would probably see something hazy, and will at least like, try to focus on the person who's talking with her. But I've seen her, or maybe that was my mistake. I've seen her like, whenever she talks with someone, her vision is kind of like, like just looking at the whole thing. She doesn't particularly focus on the other person. That's why, this is the reason why I kind of concluded that she's blind. I'm not quite sure, but I think she's blind. But we'll see. I'm pretty sure we'll get to know in the future. But yeah, anyways, so there you go. We see these two walking together, and how, and I think, okay, that guy, I don't remember his name, the other guy, then the new person who joined our group the previous episode, he said that, oh, like, that's like as expected of Ichinose, she can become friends with anyone. And here Hasebe kind of talks about how she is so perfect, and it's kind of creepy at because she's that much perfect, which is something I also agree. I wouldn't call her creepy, but I would say that she's so perfect. It feels as if there's something going on. Something is going on. Like, how can someone be that perfect? Like, she's friends with everyone, it seems as if, and she's extremely intelligent as well. I you know what, I feel like it's probably because of her intelligence. She's extremely intelligent, which she doesn't let us know, and that's why we kind of got a little glimpse of her intelligence, because I remember her also figuring out the whole Ayanokoji's trick in episode 1, in that game we had, and on the boat, that game that we had, what was the name of the game, the planets game or whatever it's called. She was able to understand what Ayanokoji is doing, his game plan. She was able to understand. So yeah, which shows how intelligent she is, and she always takes control of the conversation all the time. Always is nice with everyone, never gets angry, and she's like he said, she's like the perfect person. That's why it's kind of unusual at the same time, because no one can be that perfect. So I wouldn't call her creepy, but I would say that there's something going on with her, and we'll probably get to see that later on. But either way, these two are like like they start talking about Ichinose, how she's so perfect, and Sakura says like, oh, like, I really hope there is, like, people like this in the world. It is true, it does seem like no one like that would ever exist in this world, but it would be nice if people like that exists. Nah, I would have to disagree with this statement. I feel like, yeah, I feel like everyone in this world, they need at least one fault or one flaw. Otherwise, that'll make stop. Like, if there's someone exists who has no faults at all, that person will become a god. That's a god. That's not a human, I feel like. So I have to disagree with this, like, with this to Sakura, like, Sakura's statement, because I feel like, yeah, like, people needs faults. I would agree with Hasebe here. I think that's her name, Hasebe, that girl, yeah. And I would have to agree with her, because as she says, like, no, I don't feel that's, like, okay. I feel like people need faults because that makes them more endearing or something like that, she says. I agree with that. Like, I have to disagree with Sakura here, because, yeah, I don't want to see anyone who has no faults at all. That will be creepy. That will really be creepy. Like I said, it's something that I feel like no one can even imagine. Like, I don't think you can imagine having someone in front of you who has no fault at all. Like, that's weird, and that's kind of creepy. And yeah, there you go. That person will probably be a god or something like that. Like, it's impossible to have someone like that. So it is nice, it seems nice, but yeah, I don't think that's appropriate. Everyone needs at least one or two faults, otherwise that'll be. Anyways, enough about that. So after that, we see Anukoji kind of, like, looking at, like, like, kind of, oh, they start talking about, like, who they're going to spend the Christmas with and all that, and Sakura kind of is like, oh, Kiyotaka, where are you? Like, you have any plans or something? And Hasebe is making, like, teasing her. While all of this is happening, yeah, someone's keeping an eye on them. Anukoji sees that, and he messages Karuizawa. Karuizawa was also there, and Karuizawa, we saw what happened. She snapped a picture of that person. Now, later on, we see when Karuizawa and Sato are going back. Someone's following them from class C. She tells that to Anukoji, and Anukoji is like, oh, it's fine. I feel like it'll be okay. They won't do much things, like, that'll be the extent that they go. They'll just follow you. And he asks, like, who is the person that is stalking us? I told you to keep an eye on them. And yeah, she says, like, I saw it. She's not a person from class C. She's a girl from class A. I think that's what she said. I wonder why a class A girl would be keeping an eye on them. It's kind of interesting. I have no idea. Is she doing it on her own violation, or is someone else telling her to do that? We'll have to wait, because currently we don't have any answers. Anyways, she says that, and she's like, oh, I also sent you the picture, and Anukoji just abruptly cuts the call. Oh boy. And yeah, Anukoji also says the same thing. He's like, okay, so is this on Sakayanagi's initiative, perhaps? Like I said, either she's doing it on her own, or someone is putting her up to this. The only person that I can see putting her up to this is Arisu or Sakayanagi. So there you go. That's what's happening. We'll have to wait, because yeah, I'm pretty sure all of these things will be later on. Like, we'll come to these parts later on, because currently we are kind of stuck with Ruin. I feel like this season we're stuck with Ruin up until the end, because I'm pretty sure then the next episode something's going to happen to Karuizawa, and Anukoji will have to move, and he'll probably have like a confrontation with Ruin or something like that. I don't know, but yeah. All right. After that, we see in class, Sudo is pretty pissed off. Sudo's like, oh, that, like, on the class C guys, they're kind of messing with us, and I held myself back, and he's so proud of himself. He's like, look at me. And Horikita's like, oh, thank God. Like, at least he has been, like, like a decent human being. He's, like, not just attacking everyone and, like, anyone. Oh god. And she says like, all right, so what do you want to do now, Anakoji-kun? Ryun is trying to find out the mastermind, and Anakoji is like, yeah, like, I think he says something like, yeah, he's trying to find out about you or something, and she says like, no, he's not messing with me. That means he's trying to do something else, which means she probably knows that there's someone else beside me, which is pretty much what happened. You know, he's pretty much confirmed that Horikita is not the only one. There's someone else who's working behind, and he's trying to find that one person out who it is. That's why he has, like, Karuizawa's uh, picture and all that. All right, anyways, now I don't know what the hell this was. He just randomly gets up and gives Ayano Koji, wait a minute, where is that part? Like a book? Okay, farewell my lovely Raymond Chandler. She says like, it's due back today, will you take it to the lab? And this whole interaction is so unusual. I actually thought she has some kind of a note or some kind of a hidden letter inside the book which she wants Ayano Koji to read, but she doesn't want to just tell him that because there's a lot of people in this class. So she's kind of hinting him about that and giving him the library book and saying, oh, like, give it back to the library for me, and Ayano Koji will probably, like, figure it out himself. And something I thought at that moment, I thought that was what she was going for. I don't know. I think that was not what she was going for. She was genuinely asking him to return the library book for her. Why? Like, I understand, like, she says like, oh, like, this is the only chance you can get it or something like that, she says. Okay, let me read this part. Would you take it to the library for me? Ayano Koji is like, why should I? There you go. Same question I have. You said you wanted to read it, didn't you? So genuinely because of that, she's okay. If you wanted to check it out after me, this is the most efficient way. Obviously, if you refuse, I can easily stop by the library and return it myself. Oh my god. Though under those circumstances, I can't guarantee when such an in-demand yet unstocked novel might end up in your hands. But I don't mind wasting my time visiting the library. Okay, so she basically didn't want to go to the library. And probably genuinely wanted Ayano Koji to read it. That's why she's just being this. Okay. Like, I think this show is so crazy, I feel like I'm trying to find every little, like, situation and trying to feel like find like a hidden side to it. Turns out this is just a normal conversation where Horikita just wants Ayano Koji to bring the library book to the, like, library because she probably can't be bothered, and she also wants Ayano Koji to read it. That's why she's doing this. And I'm thinking like, oh, there's some kind of a secret letter, secret code inside the book that she wants Ayano Koji to read. That's why she's saying all of this. Like, god damn this show, like, like you can like in this show, like, all the time I try to find like some other hidden side. Whenever, like, there's some kind of a suspicious thing going on, I'm like, oh, there's something going on. But like, sometimes there's actually nothing going on. It's as clear as we see it in front of us. Because yeah, I think there was no other intention behind this whole, like, conversation. She genuinely wanted him to take the book to the library, because as he later takes it to the library, we see him, or maybe not, like, why was, like, Ayano Koji himself says that this seems too much of a coincidence. That girl, what is her name, that girl? Wait a minute, you know what, let me check her name. Her name was revealed to us the previous episode, but I think I forgot. Okay, so this girl, Yuri, I think that's her name. Yeah, Yuri Shina. Yuri, there you go. All right, her name is Hiyori. I need to remember it. Okay, so yeah, like I was saying, like, Ayano Koji later on goes to the library and he meets Hiyori over there, and that's where he says that, oh, it seems too much of a coincidence. I don't know. Yeah, you know what? I feel like it was genuinely like Horikita genuinely wanted him to take that to the library. Like I said, I'm trying to find like some hidden side to it. But there's probably not any hidden sides to it. But it does feel a little bit suspicious because like Hiyori being just there at that moment at that particular time, and yeah. Anyways, head off about that. and just all right. After that, he goes to the library, and yeah, Hiyori's trying to get like one of the books, and the book. He says like, "Oh, you're Anakoji-kun from class D, aren't you?" And she's like, "Oh, I wanted to get this book because I wanted to replace it in a proper place. Like the genre is kind of like it's in a different genre, like like book like shelf. So I wanted to put it in the correct one." And she also says, kind of looks at the book, and she's like, "Oh, that book, I know about it. Do you like these, like this author?" And she kind of suggests another book, and it says like, "Oh, like you can read this." And Anakuji says like, "Wait, why are you like interacting with me? Isn't your class trying to like find out like an important person from my class? Is it okay for you to talk with me?" And she's like, "Oh, like yeah, like it's fine. Like, and I'm not interested in all of those things. I just want everyone to be friends." And yeah, and then she leaves. So here, Anakoji says, "What a strange coincidence." Same thing I'm thinking. That was a strange coincidence. Because like when he came to return the book to the library, she was there, and she even knew the book that he had in his hands. So anyways, after that, Chabashir Sensei comes in, and she's like, "Come with me. Important thing. Like you have to come with me then. Like don't ask any questions, just come." And he has a visitor apparently, and I was wondering like who can this visitor be? And maybe family, maybe someone else. Turns out it is family. And he gets in, and yeah, Anakoji's dad is waiting there. This is the first time we see him, I think. And a year and a half, so it has been a year and a half he has actually run away from the White Room, I'm guessing, or something like that. And yeah. Okay, now, oh boy, the way he starts the whole thing, like this is the thing. He what can I say? This guy, he is, I don't know what the hell is their history, what is going on here. But one thing that we can understand his personality from this whole conversation is, number one, he's extremely controlling. Number two, he's prideful. Controlling, prideful. He thinks whatever he wants, he's going to get. That type of an attitude, especially if it's something that's related to his son. He says something like, "Oh, I'm ordering you to do this," like that type of attitude. And like he's ready with the pen and the paper, and he's like, "Oh, sign over here," like you're getting out of the school. And that's why controlling, prideful, and yeah, their relationship is obviously, they don't have any father and son relationship. He thinks of him as a commodity or something like that. He said like, my prized possession, or whatever he said. There you go. And yeah, so basically that's what's going on. And that's his personality, what I could gather. Now I do wonder what type of what type of a power does he has on his child. I wonder about it, because like Anako is an independent person, so I'm pretty sure if he said something like, "Oh, I'm not going to go back," no one could take him back. So that would bring the question, why is he so confident as to that he is going to get Anakoji back, and he can order it, and he is going to listen to him? Where is that confidence coming from? Obviously, I'm guessing he's probably extremely powerful. I don't know what he does, what job he has, or whatever, but he seems pretty rich. He seems pretty powerful as well. So that's why I'm thinking like, that's probably the reason why he thinks that, "Oh, I'm going to say this, and Anakoji is going to listen to it." And even though Anakoji is independent person, he cannot do much things, because he's probably just going to I don't know, like hire some people to grab him and get him back forcefully or something like that. He can easily do. Like, he has that amount of power. He can probably, even if he, even if we try to go with the, with the law and everything, like if Anakoji says like, oh no, I'm I don't want to go with you, I'm going to the law enforcement, or the justice or whatever, he probably has a lot of people over there, just all money, given to them, bribed, and nothing will come. The result that Anakoji is probably going to try to get, he won't be able to get. So there you go. His power, I think that's the main reason why he thinks, and he's quite sure, that whatever I'll tell Anakoji, he's going to listen to me, because he has no other choice. If he tries to run away, I'll hire people to get him. If he tries to forcefully, just doesn't want to listen to me, I can just just get hire some people and just forcefully bring him back, or something like that. And that power is probably the reason why he thinks that, yeah, Anakoji is going to listen to me. So there you go. Now, like I said, this is all my guesses. These are all my guesses. Maybe something else is going on, but either way, that's the impression that I got from him. So the first thing is like, oh, another thing, he okay, he's manipulative, emotional manipulation, I guess you could say, because the first thing he says is, oh, you remember, he says something like, oh, that guy died, there's like a person's death you're actually responsible for, and he starts talking about like the butler or whatever, and says something like, oh, he's the one who helped you run away, and I realized that, and I fired him. And later on, last month, he died in a fire, he said himself. Okay, now this statement, you know what, let me read this word by word. Okay, he told you about this school, all right, and helped you to escape me. I was forced to dismiss him as punishment, of course. And last month he died in a fire, he said himself. It's left his son out in the cold, I'm sure. One of the results of your insistence on defying my orders to enroll in this school. Okay. All right, so there you go. Now, like he said, he set a fire on himself, and when he says that, we kind of zoom in on Anakoji looking at him, Anakoji's eyes. Now, I do wonder if that was actually him setting fire on himself, or if it was something that this guy, Anakoji's dad, actually, I don't know, he's the one who killed, told his, they hired some men to kill him or something. I wouldn't be surprised, because, yeah, that's that type of a person he is, I feel like. So there you go. And the reason why I'm saying he's emotionally manipulative is obviously because of this. He actually says like, oh, you are the one who's responsible for this. His son is out in the cold because of you. What a funny argument, because obviously he's the one, who fired him, who's the one who fired him? It was you. So yeah, I feel like that's like a very, what can I say, obviously these type of people, they're going to do stuff like this, emotional manipulation and all that. And obviously Anakoji is like, oh, you think that's going to work on me? You feel like I'm going to feel something, because you're saying that. And he says, okay, now, okay, Anakoji says that okay, where is this part? Okay, here you go. He says, what in the world inspired you to enroll in this school. He says, I might agree on the premise that you gave us the ultimate education. All the more reason I took interest in this worldly society you rejected as pointless. There can be no path greater than the one I had laid out for you. I intend to choose my own path. Okay. There you go. Interesting. So there you go. Basically that he's like, oh, like, you know, my path is the best path and whatever the hell he says. And he's like, oh, here you go, pen, paper, sign it. It's a withdrawal letter, like you know, like I'm letter of where you want to leave the school. And he's like, yeah, I'm ordering you to do it, and you are going to do it. And obviously Anakoji says, like, yeah, the place where your orders would matter is within the White Room, was within the White Room. And he also talks about how the operations have again started or something like that, he says. And Anakoji is like, why do you need me then? And he says, you are the best person I had, you know, like you're the best commodity or whatever he says, you know, the best, one of my best possessions. And he's like, oh, you could have just said like father and son bond, you know. And he's like, oh, if I said something like that, that would be a lie, and you also would realize that. And there you go. So they're having this whole conversation, and yeah, in comes Sakayanagi, you know, Sakayanagi's dad. All right, now this whole conversation, this section, so there you go. Like I said, like, you know, he has no power here, you know, in this school he has no power, but still he's so confident that Anakoji is going to do what he wants him to do. It's probably because of his power on him, you know, like I said, like, you know, he cannot run away, and this guy has probably a lot of other ways to get him to sign on that paper. And you know what's interesting in this is that I feel like Anakoji would be one of the most toughest people to actually, like, you know, not convince, but to forcefully make him do something. He'll be one of the most toughest competitors, because usually what happens in these type of shows or animes is like there's like one person who wants someone to do something, and he's like, oh, you're going to do it, and the other person is like, no, I'm not going to do it. What the other person does is he tries to blackmail the other person or try to take hostage of someone, you know, like that person is like, oh, you know, you're not going to do this, you know what, I'm going to try to get to your friends, I'm going to try to get to your loved ones, and, you know, take them hostage or whatever, say that, oh, I'm going to, like, you know, I'm going to harm them if you don't do this. And the other person is forced to do it because, you know, like their bonds, their relationship, their friendship, you know, that person doesn't want them to break down. Like this brings out like a whole drama. Here, however, I feel like Anakoji would be one of the most difficult persons to negotiate or to do this against, because this guy, yeah, he has no friends, if you think of it like that, you know. I genuinely think from the bottom of his heart, he has no such feelings or bonds towards any of the people he has talked with, neither Horikita nor anyone, you know, in this show. He doesn't feel anything for anyone here. And that's why I'm saying this guy would probably be the most difficult to actually, like, you know, make him do something, because usually the other person, you know, they try to blackmail the main character by taking hostage or whatever. However, for Anakoji, I don't think that's possible, because he wouldn't be bothered at all, or something like that, I feel like. And obviously, like, you know, like I feel like that's also not possible at the same time, because Sakayanagi's dad, like, you know, he comes in and he says, like one of the lines that he says, like, I have a duty to protect the students in my school. So either way, he wouldn't be able to take anyone hostage, because everyone is under his protection. He wouldn't allow that, including Anakoji as well. I'm guessing that's the reason why later on he kind of backed off, because he realized like he cannot do anything currently. But he also said like, I'm going to be back, you know, and he'll probably find out some other way to try to force Anakoji to go back or something like that, you know. So yeah, I do wonder if anytime in the future in this show Ayano will actually genuinely, like, like form an emotional bond with someone. And you know what the funny thing is? As soon as that's going to happen, I'm pretty sure that dad will have one of the biggest weapon against him. As soon as that happens, as soon as Ayano genuinely forms a bond with someone, becomes a friend or something like that, his dad is going to get the biggest weapon to use against him. And that'll be very bad. So yeah, anyways, so there you go. He comes in and he's the chairman, okay, chairman of this place. And he's like, oh, long time no see, Anakoji sensei. And he talks about how he was his secretary. 7 and 8 years it has been. And so he's Arisu's dad. And he talks about everything, and he says like, yeah, I remember Ayano Koji-kun. And the dad says like, so here, like, I'm pretty sure everyone needs a recommendation to get in. So in the first place, Ayano Koji wouldn't be able to get in. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I can. That's the reason why I can take him out of this school, because in the first place he wouldn't be accepted here. And he says like, wait, where is that part? He says something like, I'm the one who actually took the decision to make Ayano Koji-kun join my school. Okay, he says, how did Kiyotaka, who was not originally intended for acceptance, end up enrolled here? Question mark. You're as well informed as ever, Ayano Koji sensei. A recommendation was given in secret, which resulted in acceptance, which suggests that without the recommendation, he would have been rejected. Okay, it's true that his name was not originally on our acceptance list. I personally chose to approve of his enrollment. So he's the one who gave the recommendation, I'm guessing? He, Sakayanagi. I think that's what he's meaning here. Like, he says like, I was the one who chose him. That means he's the one who recommended him. Or was there someone else who recommended him and he decided to accept it? This is one part that I'm kind of a little bit confused. Like, was the person who recommended him someone else and he was the one who accepted it, or was he the one who recommended him and accepted him because he thought that, yeah, it was necessary or something like that? I don't know. Anyways, I'm sure I'll get my answers. He says, and now that he's the student here, I have a duty to protect him. There you go. And until he personally states a desire to drop out, I cannot approve of this. You know very well that's pure sophistry. I'm duly chastised. And he's like, all right, fine, I'm gonna go back now, but I'll be back, and you better remember that. And he just leaves. And here after that, Sakayanagi and Ayano Koji kind of have like a conversation. And the first thing he asks is like, oh, do you have like someone in class A? And he's like, yeah, that's my daughter. And I don't use preference because of that, because we are related, nothing like that. I'm impartial. I follow the rules and protect the students within those rules. This is an interesting statement, because this kind of means that he's implying here that as long as you stay within the rules, everything is within the rules, I'll do my utmost best to protect you. If by some way, some way or the other, you somehow kind of go out of the rules, it's not within my power to do anything for you anymore after that. So he's basically saying, I'm guessing that he's saying is like, maintain the rules, follow the rules of the school, do everything as the rules tell you. As long as you stay within the rules, I'll do my best to protect you. If by some way you break those rules somehow or the other, then you will be outside my jurisdiction. I cannot help you out. I think that's like an indirect way he can kind of imply that to Ayano Koji. There you go, which means the only help he can offer is what falls within those rules. There you go. And he says, I've known you for a long time. He talks about the White House. White Hall, sorry, not White House. God damn. Sorry, White Room, not Hall. God damn. Okay. And he's like, yeah, don't worry about all of that, so just study here. And he leaves, and obviously Chabashir Sensei is waiting, and Anako is like, yeah, your whole ruse is up. I understand what you're trying to do. You have no connection with that. You don't know him. And she asks, what makes you think of that? And he's like, yeah, like, just let's put a stop to this. Now, I would like to think that the reason why Anakoji was able to understand Chabashir Sensei has no connection to his dad is probably because how, she said something like, oh, someone is here to meet you, you have a visitor. And she didn't say anything about like, oh, your dad has come or something like that, or neither did his dad imply anything of that sort. Or yeah, and oh, another thing I'm guessing was the reason is that his dad said something like, it took me a while to track you down or something like that, he said, which kind of implies that Chabashir Sensei had no connection to his dad. If she had a connection to his dad, then why would his dad say something like that? I'm guessing all these things put together, Anikoji came to this realization. He's like, yeah, she was lying. Now, like I said, I forgot about this whole thing. I forgot about the fact that Chabashir Sensei was the actual one who told him to go for class A, and told him that if you don't do that, she's going to do like expose everything about the dad or something like that. She said, I don't remember particular words, but she kind of low-key blackmailed him in a way, using his dad's name. And that's why he has been doing this. I forgot that, actually. And as soon as she says that, I kind of remember, my memory is jogged, and I realize like, oh yeah, that's what actually is happening. And there you go. That means he has no other reason for going for class A. And that's what he says, in front of Chabashir Sensei. He's like, yeah, I don't have any other reasons to do this. And he also says that you have a particular, some kind of an obsession to go, to go for class A. We still don't know why. We still don't know the reason, but yeah, Chabashir Sensei has like an obsession to go to a class A. And this time, there's a lot of gifted students like Horikita, Sudo, and obviously Ayano is like the big trump card or whatever you call him, So seeing this lineup, she probably got her hopes up and realized like, yeah, this time we might be able to do it. And that's why she kind of used that plan on Ayano by trying to blackmail him and saying like, oh, I know your dad. And up until now, Ayano was doing everything that that would help them to get to class A. But now that the whole story is out, Ayano is like, yeah, I'm not going to do anything anymore after this. So okay, after that, Chabashir Sensei kind of tries to convince him. She's like, oh, we're so close, I'm going to just leave like this. And he's like, yeah, I'm not going to do anything. Now, please don't contact me for reasons involving your personal feelings again. And she asks, what are you going to do now? And he just leaves. Just doesn't even answer her. Alright, after that, he calls Karuizawa and talks about what happened to the whole thing with Manabe, and if there's anything wrong, is anything going on and all that. Obviously Karuizawa is very surprised. She's like, yeah, you're calling me for all of this? That never happened before. And she also asks him like, oh, you are so smart and everything, why do you not tell that to everyone? Everyone's going to obviously everyone's going to be very happy, and they're going to make you like the look up to you and everything, shower you with praises, and you'll be very famous or whatever she said. And yeah, and Ayano obviously Ayano doesn't want any of that. Now after that, Ayano says in the end that the reason why I was doing all of this, going towards class A, that reason is gone, and so I'm not going to do that. And she's like, oh, then you're going to lay low. And he's like, yeah, and that also means that I won't be contacting you anymore from here onwards. This is the last time I'm contacting you. Obviously it makes sense, the reason why he contacted her and made contact with her and everything is because he had a goal of going to class 8. Now that the goal is gone, he doesn't need to anymore, and he would stop doing anything that is going to, like, just mess with any kind of the situation. So he's like, yeah, I'll not be doing that anymore. And obviously Karusawa is obviously conflicted. She's like, and Kaneko is like, what, like, like, you have any problem, you should be happy that I'm not going to bother you anymore. And she's like, yeah, like, that's definitely it, like, I don't have any problem. Karusawa is saying that, but obviously she doesn't mean that. And she's pretty rattled, she's pretty, like, and he does say that, oh, like, don't worry, if there's like any kind of trouble that you get into, I'll help you out, and other than that, yeah, this is the final time we're going to talk. And he cuts the call, and there you go, that's it. Like I said, obviously this kind of is going to escalate into, like, this is the 10th episode. I think this season has 12 episodes. Let me check. I think it's 12 episodes, or is it? Just a second. No, 13 episodes. All right, 3 more episodes. Obviously, the next part is also, or the season 3 has also been confirmed. We don't know when we're going to get that. It's probably going to come up in 2023. But before that, we have still 3 more episodes left: 11, 12, and 13. So these 3 episodes, like I said, I'm pretty sure everyone can guess where this is going to go from here onwards. Now that the whole connection is gone, obviously Ryuen is probably will try to, like, get Karuizawa, probably, like, kidnap her or something like that. I don't know what he's going to do, but he's going to do something, contact Ayanokoji and probably blackmail him, say something like, oh, there you go, Karuizawa's with us and all that. And then Ayanokoji will have to move again and probably confront Ryuen. And yeah, then, like, I don't know what's going to happen after that, but obviously that's definitely going to happen. I'm like 80% sure that this is how it's going to go. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. These 3 episodes, a lot of things are probably going to happen. And yeah, like the next episode, I'm kind of guessing that probably Karuizawa is somehow going to fall into some kind of a problem. All right, there you go, that was this episode. Now, one thing, like I said, like, one thing I need to actually think about, not think about, but I'm trying to find out is why did Ayanokoji enroll here? Like I said, I feel like this is one of the most not unusual, but one of the most normal reasons. But I feel like he wanted to enroll here just because, he just wanted like a normal school life or something like that, I feel like. And but there's still a lingering question in my head that if he just wanted to enroll in a normal school, why here? Why in this particular school? So I wonder about that, like, I'm guessing we're going to get our answers as we go deeper into the story. What was his motivations when he thought he was going to enroll here? And yeah, I don't know. And what is like his goal? Is it just spending normal time in this school, or does she has any particular goal? Obviously, there's no, like, like, he personally doesn't want to go to class A. He was doing all of this because of Chawashira sensei, but now that motivation is gone, then I wonder what was his original goal after coming to this school. Was it just to lay low and have like a normal school life? Was that the goal? I wonder about that. But yeah, like I said, I'm sure we'll get our answers. And obviously we meet the dad here as well. And yeah, the dad is yeah, one of those dads. He's definitely one of those dads. There you go, that's it. And that's my reaction to Classroom of the Elite Season 2 episode number 10. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button and subscribe. If you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed, comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know, and I'll check them out. That is it, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next week with another episode of Classroom of the Elite. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.